After another Vultures live show experience with a multitude of issues, I think it's safe to say that Kanye and Ty have at least one huge problem on their hands when it comes to these listening parties.
I love leaky!
Now, before we get into what I think is the biggest issue with the live Vultures shows so far, let's just break down the good and bad of the Milan show from yesterday. The experience in itself was largely similar to what we saw at Chicago and New York, with Kanye and Ty running through the entire release tracklist, along with Everybody and Good Don't Die sprinkled in, but this time they did an encore for Carnival that saw all the featured guests come back out for a fun little bit at the end. As far as we can tell, there were zero changes to any song played besides Beg Forgiveness, which overall had some additional background vocals and had its ending altered slightly to not cut off the backing sample track. But besides that, we didn't get to hear anything new, no remixes, no new features, and definitely no Vultures 2 material. Besides the song content of the show, it of course had a whole host of technical issues. I know Oz Taylor has a massive boner for fog machines in these live shows, but holy shit, somebody needs to tell him to chill or at least move the dedicated cameras out of the way of the fog machines, because half the time Kanye and Ty weren't even visible through the thick-ass clouds of smoke. Along with that, the arena audio was bass boosted to shit and occasionally would clip and just sound absolutely horrible. And on top of all of that, the Yeezy team once again fucked up the sale and distribution of the live stream link. The first thing is that they're still charging $20 to watch the exact same thing we saw in New York for free. But the second and more concerning thing is that me and a lot of other people who bought the stream link access on the Yeezy website were never emailed a link, and the majority of people ended up just watching one or two of the same sources who magically were able to get the official email. I have a much bigger problem with the second part than the first, since some people essentially got fleeced, shelling out $20 for the stream only to receive nothing in their inbox but disappointment. On a brighter note, however, this was the best crowd we've seen live so far, with them singing and chanting along to at least some parts of basically every song played. Now let's move on to my biggest gripe with this performance, and one that I think will probably continue for the upcoming Bologna and Paris shows, which is that Kanye and Ty absolutely need to start picking up microphones to do live renditions. These song vocals have been set in stone for months now, and you can literally see Kanye and Ty singing at the LPs while dancing around, and we know they're both very experienced live performers, so I don't really understand why we're still doing the same type of listening party shenanigans rather than actually performing the released music. These guys are professional rock stars, they're used to live performances, and they know these lyrics. I don't see why we are still watching them do the exact same thing when they could be giving fans a much more unique experience. After the Milan show, we saw Cardi and Kanye in the studio working on new music, and later a snippet of Cardi filming a new music video surfaced, which totally could have involvement from Kanye. We also got confirmation that Gun to My Head is likely still being worked on or even being overhauled by producer Lester Nowhere, who is most notable for heavily contributing to King. Well, even though yesterday's show was a bust in terms of new Vultures material, we still have Bologna and Paris to look forward to, because Kanye could easily preview a new song or several new songs at either of those shows. That is, if he shows up on time and actually uses the full time slot instead of just playing his greatest hits for an entire hour after he leaves the stage. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, feel free to leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this, and let me know down in the comments if you think we will see Kanye or Ty actually pick up a microphone at either of the next two Vultures experiences.